First thing I want all of you to think about is one word that comes to you when I say the word leash. It could be anything, okay? And you can write that word in the chat box below. Any word it could be. Okay, what's the one word that comes to you when I say the word leash? Okay, protection, safety, pull. Okay, what about everyone else? You don't have to think hard on this. This is the first thing that comes to you. It could be anything. Okay, control, interesting. Poop time, yeah, agreed. Okay. All right. So, all these words that you guys have told me are all these words that comes to you when you think about the leash. Now, what about your dog? Okay, what comes to his mind when he thinks of the leash? A lot of times, people end up thinking that leash is a form of control, which is absolutely not true. A lot of times people feel that, okay, now that I'm holding the leash, for some reason I can absolutely control my dog. Go here, go there, don't go here, and all that. But that's not the reason why we are holding the leash. The only reason we are holding it is so that we can guide our dog. So never look at the leash as a form of control. Always look at it as a form of guidance. Because who doesn't want to walk their dogs off leash, right? If you are always holding the leash as a form of control, you are actually making your dog dependent on you, because you are constantly telling him that I am in charge, I am in control right now. And when I'm in control, I'm going to tell you where to go. But when you are actually holding the leash as a form of guidance, as a senior member, as a senior pack leader, you are guiding him and you're telling him, these are the places you can go. These are the places I would not want you to go. And these are the things that I want you to ignore. So that way, what he understands is, okay, these are the things that are expected out of me. So the next time, even if you leave him off leash, he's going to know exactly where he's supposed to go and where he's not supposed to go, because of the kind of guidance that he has received from you. If you actually use it as a form of control, you would have heard, right? Why, when you ask a pet parent, why don't you leave your dogs off leash? The first thing they may say is, because my dog goes out of control and then I don't know what to do with them. That's exactly what happens, right? When you leave even the word that we use, the kind of vocabulary that we're using here, out of control, it's simply because once the leash is off, you can't control your dog anymore. But what if you're actually able to guide your dog even without a leash? Okay, so even in our training sessions, I say that the day we begin with on-leash walking, keep the aim in your mind that you are one day going to walk him off leash. And right now, it's more like a preparatory thing. So use the leash as just as a form of guidance where you're preparing to walk him off leash. And I am sure, I can tell you for a fact that why will he not want to listen to you? Because he knows that you know better. He knows you're a guide for him, someone who directs him and someone who he's willing to put his trust into. Okay, so this is one thing that I wanted to establish for all of you, that leash is always a point of reference for him, a form of guidance. And how does your dog understand this? See, for me, everything at all years is all about the dog's perspective. Okay, there's no point in humanizing the dog and saying, you know what, let me tell the dog what I think about this. I always switch the scene and I say, let's actually become a dog to train a dog. Let's actually think what our dogs are thinking. So how do dogs walk each other? If you guys really go back and think of all the documentaries that we would have seen, all these movies that we watch, the different dog movies, how do dogs walk each other in the jungle? Do they hold a leash to each other? Do you ever see a mother dog holding a leash out with a puppy and taking him for a walk, teaching him how to walk? No, but he always walks next to her. How is that possible? It is because the kind of trust that she tells him, that she asks him for. She says, you need to trust me because I am guiding you in the right direction. So same way, use the leash as a preparatory stage for him where he is actually being guided towards freedom. And that is what we want, right? We all want our dogs to be free. We want them to run around, explore, make it an adventure. That's the reason why we are here today. Okay? So every time you would actually want to take your dog out on a walk, become a dog with him. Okay? Become a dog to a level where you are actually walking as if you're doing a pack walk together. You're the one who is in charge over here. So you're walking and your dog is walking alongside you. Okay, you would have seen how dogs also walk. They maintain very close distance from each other, and then they all walk together in harmony. That is what we want. We don't want the dogs tugging. We don't want us tugging. It just becomes a struggle, right? End of the day, the walks should be an adventure. And when you are going on an adventure, you don't want to fight with your best friend, right? Imagine you are actually somewhere in Switzerland with the snow-capped mountains. You want to have the best adventure of your life. And imagine where, like, you're telling your friend, let's go, and your friend is refusing to go. Same thing is happening with you. You wouldn't enjoy it, right? So it's important to maintain that harmony, maintain that balance with your dog, where both of you have signed up for the same kind of adventure.